kind of been asking some guys, I guess, about the new ball. I mean, do you have any opinions on or heard what the guys think about the new ball?
You know, I mean, it's got the goalkeepers feel that it's maybe a little bit easier to hold on to sometimes. I don't know if that's what they've said to you guys. They've probably said, no, they're harder and makes our job more difficult. That just shows how good we are. You know, nobody's really complained about it. Nobody's really praised it overly either. So I think it's just another gyration in the ball generations.
Yeah, as long as it's not the Jabalani, I think that's all I've heard from people. Just don't bring that one back.
Jabalani was not a good one.
What do you think of the fitness of this group now that you've seen them through 60 minutes on Saturday?
Fitness is good. You know, we've been monitoring what we've been doing all the way through, and you know, the exertion on Saturday, you know, we're trying to get 60 minutes was, you know, probably higher than maybe a normal practice, but not as high as the games that we played in Tucson. You know, so we expect them to ramp them up again as we get to Charleston. But you know, I was pleased today. I thought practice today was good. We wanted to up the tempo today at training, and I thought it was really good. Defensive pressure was good. The offense was good as a result as well.
Speaking of Charleston, Lamar is obviously played there, but he's returning in a very different place than he was the first time he went there. Is it kind of neat for you for an experience that you of a coach to see him go through that, to be able to, you know, go to the team there as kind of someone just looking for a chance and come back as someone who's more of an established player? Yeah,
I mean, it's great for him. It's also great for Caskey. You know, it was in the same situation to a certain extent when we sent him there. But in Lamar's case, it was, you know, as I said to Lamar, you got to show that you really want to play this game at that time point. I said, I don't think you're going to get time here right now. You got to go someplace. He did. He made that step. It was, you know, his initiative, and he succeeded. He played well there, and from there, you know, continued to move on. We got him back, and unfortunately, we had to give him away that 1 year in between, but we're able to get him back again. So I think Lamar's progress shows that. You know, even if you're not maybe one of the top 50 coming out of college in people's minds, there's still an opportunity for you if you continue to work hard, if you know, fall into a good situation, go to the right place where you can get some playing time, play for a good coach and Mike Anheuser, and continue to develop. So it's great for Lamar.
How would you describe your relationship with Charleston? It seems like it's ongoing and it's always seemed to be ties.
I mean, obviously it's changed because they're now the team for Vancouver, right. So they have a relationship with Vancouver. So that certainly changed our situation with them. I mean, in the past it was you know, a friendship that was really there between Adrian and their owner, and also between Brian Schmetzer and their coach. And I knew Mike a little bit as well, and we were very confident that he could produce players, and also he was confident in our recommendations and what we were sending him. So it worked out really well, and we were able to send a number of players there. You know, Sanyang's still playing there. You know, was an important member of their team. So in the past, it's been a very good relationship.
What was it that prompted you guys to go there this year?
You know, I mean, we hadn't been to their tournament, and in all my years of coaching in the league, I've never been to their tournament, either with Columbus or LA. So it was a matter of doing something different. We went to the Desert Diamond Cup last year, and you know, said, okay, let's go someplace different. Maybe come back to Tucson again the year after. I think if you're doing the same thing year after year after year, the guys sort of get bored with it, even if it's a good situation. And you know, so it was an opportunity to do something different that we hadn't done. So we've trying to think if I was ever in the Disney tournament, not officially either. So I guess we got that one to go to.
And another Charleston connection. What are some things that you like about Michael Azero?
You know, he came in last summer, and I thought he did well when he trained with us, and he played one reserve game for us, and he's a steady player. He's shown us in preseason right now too that he's versatile. He can play deep in midfield. He can also play as one of the outside backs, right or left, and that helps. And he's just a good, steady player who's gone on well with the group. So he's in the hunt and pushing hard for one of those final spots on the team.
What does that say about the group right now, that a guy like him, and you look at some of the other guys you have in on trial, is this a deeper group than you guys have had in the past?
Yeah, I think it is, and I think the depth of our group is is good. You know, obviously we made some changes, and so that's brought some changes into our first team. But also it's competitive, especially when you look at the forward positions and you look at the wide positions. There's a lot of competition there, and even in the middle of midfield now there's competition there, and in the back there's competition there. So I think that just makes you better as a team at the end of the day, and I think our depth overall is definitely going to be better this year than last year.
Jimmy was talking about taking some pride in seeing the growth of guys like Dylan Remick and DeAndre Yedlin. You know, what role has he played, and how helpful is it to have guys around like that take enjoyment out of kind of tutoring younger guys?
Yeah, Jimmy's very helpful. You know, it's not, you know, there's a lot of education that you can pass on to younger players on the field, but there's a lot of stuff you can pass on to them off the field, and just being able to sit down and talk to them, you know, and you gather information. I mean, you know, when I was a young coach, I know that's what I tried to do. I tried to just be a sponge and listen to guys and absorb what they were passing on. And as a young player, you sort of do the same thing. And I think Jimmy spends time with these guys off the field. He spends time with these guys in the locker room. They know they can come to Jimmy with a question. Even Leo has done a really good job with Remick. The whole time Leo's been out injured, he's probably been Remick's biggest supporter and biggest fan. I've been talking to him all the time. And, you know, that's what you do, I think, as you're an older player. When you have older players helping bring younger players along, it makes your club stronger.
How's Leo's progress?
As who's? Leo. It's good. You know, I went through all of training today. No issues. And, you know, felt good at the end, so we'll see how he feels tomorrow. But I think he's on pace to be able to play some minutes, definitely in Charleston, and put himself in contention to be considered for the starting lineup.
How do you handle kind of bringing Gonzalo Pineda in, a guy who obviously has a resume that speaks for himself, hadn't been with the team? I mean, is it so much talent evaluation, or just seeing if it's the right fit and making things right?
I mean, obviously he's a very talented player. He's got a lot of experience, you know, so it's about seeing the right fit. You know, when a player gets older, it's also about seeing where he's at physically. So you want to see those demands, and, you know, how the group feels as well, you know, which is back to the fit thing. So, but you know, he's been great. You know, he's been great. He's played. He's worked hard. He's listened. You know, he's fit in well with the group. You know, he's been doing well.
How similar is his situation to someone like Mauro Rosales a few years ago?
Similar but a little different, because they play different positions, and but similar in terms of that they're about the same age. They're both veteran players with good experience who, for one reason or another, were sort of pushed aside at their club situations. You know, with Gonzalo, it's a little bit more to where he had a surgery, so he was coming off that surgery, and so that was part of the reason he hadn't had a lot of playing time. So, you know, so we really have to see. And our need, you know, was a little greater, I think, when Mauro came to our team in terms of that position for a player. So it was an easier insertion.
Is Omar Brown no longer with the group?
No, Omar's going to go back to Panama. Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Give your full 90 with the Sounders FC mobile app, featuring live audio, matchday blog, and much more to keep you connected. Download your app at soundersfc.com/mobile.